on.
Hi, let's talk with Yolanda. How you doing today? So happy to be here. And yes, I have my guest today. It is absolutely beautiful outside. Hermoso Diaz. De Precioso. I am grateful and humble to be here today and be on this platform. Today I have the guest, Joshua Colon, and we're going to talk about the mindset of today's younger generation on separation anxiety. Powerful topic. Before we do, I would like to do an icebreaker because it's a heavy subject. And I'm going to breathe in, breathe out at least 5 times. Please do it with me. If not, watch it so you can share it, with someone else. So on 3, we're going to inhale, exhale on 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, last one, inhale, and exhale. So now I'm going to introduce you to my guest today, Joshua Colon. Joshua, how are you?
I'm all right. How you doing, Yolanda?
I am fine, thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. Oh, you're more than welcome. Joshua, today our topic is the mindset of the younger generation for separation anxiety, which is an awesome topic, and you're here to give your perspective. I would like to know what made you want to share with our viewers this topic.
Well, I wanted people to know, first off and foremost, I deal with it on a daily basis, and at times I feel like I'm alone, and I wanted to inform people that we're not alone. It's a lot of times where we feel as though no one will ever understand what we're going through, how we're dealing with it, and they can't relate to what we're going through. But you're not alone. Truthfully, there are people out here in this world that really do deal with this on a daily basis, some more severe than others. However, you're not alone with it. But I had to let people know, especially people within my age bracket and the younger generation that's following behind me, know that you can have someone to talk to and that there are different ways to go about talking and finding the help that you need to deal with the anxiety separation nowadays.
I think that this is such an important topic with our viewers today. And Joshua, with the street violence that's going on in the pandemic, how does social anxiety play a role with what's going on today?
It plays a major role. That's a great question, because a lot of people don't take into consideration what is going on today. People still live their everyday lives as though nothing is going on. And with everything that is going on as far as the pandemic is concerned right now, losing loved ones due to the illness, you take on that anxiety separation because someone you love literally just is taken from you without any questions. Then with how the violence is today, nowadays, with everything that's going on, no one's using their mind to honestly sit and think how everyone is being affected by what's going on out here in these streets nowadays. It's not just the individuals that something is happening to them. It's also the individuals that are watching, like the viewers now. They feel the pain that's going on every day. They deal with the anxiety every day because you have to worry about, is that my child out there? Is that my brother, my mother, my father? We never know who that is at the end of that story. So we're sitting on the edge just constantly anticipating, praying that it's not someone that we know that we love.
That we're affected by it.
Right.
So, Joshua, I know this topic that we're talking about, have a meaning to you. It has a meaning to me and to the viewers. Coping with the stress and the layers of stress that come with it. Do you want to share a little bit about, your anxiety? Where did your anxiety come from? We talked a little bit about incarceration, and before Joshua answered this, there's so many people that's incarcerated, and it could be our loved ones, that deal with separation anxiety, and we don't talk about that. We don't talk about it like it doesn't exist, but it does. It does, because it affects us all. And Joshua and I were having a conversation, and we talked a little bit about it. Would you like to share with the viewers your viewpoint on that?
Yes. Now, as you stated before, coping, we all have many different ways to cope with dealing with a family member, loved one that is incarcerated. Mm-hmm. Because once that happens, no one honestly knows, except for the individuals, the parties that's taking place in the situation, how it affects us. Mm-hmm. How it affects our family. It takes a heavy toll on us. Heavy.
Do you want to explain that, Joshua?
In a sense, a mother loses her child. Even though it's not in a sense of losing that child from leaving this earth, you're losing your child from seeing them on a daily basis, or talking to them on a consistent basis, knowing that your child is actually okay. Your child is safe.
So Joshua, excuse me for cutting you off, will we be talking about attachment and detachment here?
Yes. Yes. Because at the end of the day, as I said, it could be a child taken away from their mother, their father, or the mother or father taken away from their children. Because we have to deal with not knowing that, will my dad or my mom come back? How long will they be away? How do I live on a daily basis knowing that I don't have that individual there to help me along the way? I feel alone. I feel lost. So all that pressure, the burden start taking a toll on us, from the individual that is incarcerated, and then the family that's on the outside. We don't sit there and take into consideration how the family has to deal with this.
And what Joshua says is so important, because we're all affected, because, as he said, if someone is incarcerated, they're dealing with anxiety and the separation of anxiety, as well as the family members dealing with the separation of anxiety. And so many things come underneath that umbrella.
Yes.
Even with the mere fact of the pandemic, having fears of, will my loved one catch COVID while he's incarcerated? Will he be okay? We haven't even begun to talk about the reintegration part, coming back into society, after being gone. So can we elaborate? And before we elaborate, we may not answer your dialogue right now. However, your message is very important to us, and we will go on and we will answer all of your replies and your feedback. We appreciate your feedback. And this topic is so important because a lot of this goes unsaid. Yes. And today, from a younger perspective, we want to talk about it. We don't want to suppress it and push it away. It does take a village, and we are a part of the village, and we want to talk about it. Can you hear me, people? Are you with me today, Josh?
Yes.
So can we elaborate on that a little bit? And I just want to know, sometimes people think that there's a quick fix.
They do. Growing up, everyone wants a faster answer. We want a response right then and there, and we don't take time to have patience. I deal with this on a daily basis, and this is why I still struggle with my anxiety, because I'm still learning to have patience. And as you said before, it's individuals such as myself that suppress it, and we suppress things, and once we do that, we lash out in other ways, not knowing where that lash out comes from, because it's us suppressing what we have going on and not dealing with that issue at that moment, and taking time to figure out how we can deal with that and mend what is going on.
So let me ask you about that. I talk about the quick fix,
Yes.
and I talked about the umbrella and what comes under the umbrella. And I'm drinking some ginger tea, y'all. So if you see me drinking, that asthma's still around a little bit, and we're all in this together.
Yes, we
but
are.
Josh, we're both drinking ginger tea,
Yes.
from asthmatic to asthmatic. Hello, people. It tastes so good.
Yes. You take another
So, Joshua, I wanted to talk about that umbrella that we just talked about.
Yes.
And underneath that umbrella of the social anxiety and the stigmas that come around it comes fear, sadness, anger, detachment, problem solving, social, like in the workplace and family, and just support. Can you like give a comment on how you were affected with any of these, whether it was the fear, the sadness, the anger? Because the detachment alone can make you suppress.
Yes. And as you said, you hit all the key factors for myself. Everyone deals with it differently. Everyone takes on their anxiety separation and their lash out in a different manner. For myself, as you said, it was fear first, because the fear of, I have children. I don't know if they're being taken care of properly.
Okay.
School-wise,
Real talk.
family-wise, because I'm their father. My role is to be their father, their protector, their provider. Me being taken away from them, that took a toll on me. Then watching my kids honestly hurt, they went through the sadness. That brought upon my sadness. As that came about, the anger started to progress. It was different stages. I went through stages of my anxiety separation. A lot of people get it full rush. I went through different stages, different emotions, and it played a heavy toll on my mind because I didn't know who to trust, who to be around. I didn't want to be around anybody. It weighed so heavy because at the end of the day, I'm not there for them. And they see that I'm not there for them.
So there comes that detachment
The
again.
detachment comes right back around.
Can we even honestly say abandonment?
Yes.
Them feeling like you're not there, you feeling like you should be there.
It goes both ways. And your child may feel as though you abandoned them because of the choices that you made. And you may feel in your heart of hearts, no, I didn't abandon you. But in a sense, you sit back and you try to take on their emotions and, wow, I abandoned my child. So then you start dealing with their emotions as well. So that's more burden that's put upon you. So that's more anxiety that you have to deal with. So that's more stress just piling and piling. And you don't know which way to go. You don't know who to talk to because you feel as though you can't relate because you're not walking in my shoes right now. You don't know what I've been through. But you don't know what that individual has been through.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. So, Joshua, we talk about the social anxiety aspect, whether it was the isolation, whether it was feeling powerless, and these are things that we don't talk about, and I'm humbly grateful that you're here today and that you're sharing with me and the viewers your own perspective on separation anxiety and how real and prevalent it is today in our society, and how it kind of gets swept underneath the rug because we don't talk about it. Can we keep it real, people? Can we talk? But can we talk to help each other and pull on that rope of support? So, Joshua, the powerlessness and the isolation, let me ask you, if you were reintegrating after the period of incarceration, because I know also with incarceration, we talked about in all of our segments, we talk about domestic violence, we talk about suicide ideations. In prison, there is a high rate of suicidal, whether it's ideations or suicidal itself. And a lot of this plays a major role. Would you agree?
Yes, I definitely agree on that. As you said, the sense of powerlessness as a human being, no one wants to feel powerless. Mm-hmm. We all want to feel equal and have some type of entitlement out here. Mm-hmm. However, once you get into that mode of incarceration, your mindset transforms because you have someone telling you, literally dictating the time you wake up, the time you eat, when you can call your family to make sure your family is okay. Mm-hmm. Not being able to have your family call you, not being able to see your family because you're probably a few hours away from your family. It takes a toll, and watching individuals break down because they didn't know how to ask for help. Mm. They locked themselves within themselves, and it tormented them. And as you stated, the suicide rate inside the facilities nowadays is truly at an all-time high because no one feels as though they feel, what's the word that I'm looking for? They feel vulnerable if they ask for help. Mm. And that shelters a lot of people because it puts them in a mindset, no, I can't ask for help because if I do, it makes me less of an individual. Mm-hmm. And that takes a toll on us, and we don't even understand where all these things are coming from, but we're applying them to ourselves.
So would that come under like a weakness, or people feel like they don't want to deal with that challenge?
I wouldn't call it a weakness, though. It's just confusion.
Okay.
On the strength of they don't know. Mm-hmm. Dealing with today's society, we're scared to ask for help because people criticize us for asking for help, mm-hmm. or use it against us, mm-hmm. in a manner where it makes us feel less of who we are just for asking for the help.
Real talk. So, Joshua, if you had to say to the viewers something to help them to problem solve, or you ask them to identify the signs or warning signs, mm-hmm. of having anxiety, because everyone don't even know they suffer from anxiety and what manner it may fall underneath that umbrella, because anxiety falls under so many different,
yes, it does.
Umbrellas. What would you say to them? If it just can I ask you to share some of the warning signs if there was someone that was watching this that didn't even know but was having these symptoms?
No problem. Now, as far as myself, because I can't personally speak for everybody because everybody goes through things differently. Mm-hmm. Now, the signs for myself, because I didn't know I was having anxiety problems. Okay. I always was, as a lot of individuals say, I was angry a lot. Mm-hmm. I lashed out on so many different people, but I personally knew the root of my issues, but I was afraid to open up and speak to someone about my issues. Okay. You'll go through different phases, and personally, I would say take a journal. Jot down your day-to-days, your emotions. What happened when you woke up? How did you feel when you woke up? When you got to work, how did you feel when you got to work? When you went on your break, who made you mad that moment? What are these different triggers? That's what you're doing. You're taking that journal and you're writing down different triggers of your emotions. What gets you to what and how and why.
And would that also come under the frequency, duration, a measurement? Thank you.
No problem.
The measurement of time. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. The measurement of having things measurable, whether or not, if I was feeling this way today, mm-hmm. next week I was feeling the same way. I noticed that it starts to rain, and when it starts to rain, I feel, like uneasy with myself, but I can measure.
Yes.
Make it measurable.
You can make it measurable as in a sense of how long it took you to get to that moment. Mm-hmm. Okay, I went a couple days and I was actually okay, but during that measurement, what kept you at peace? Use those as pros and cons. What triggered this, but what kept you level-headed during your measurements of the time frame of when you went into your next lash out, per se.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say lash out, I don't mean in an angry sense. I mean, people lash out by just crying out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
They just get an emotional rush and just start crying. As I stated, you could be angry, just lashing out on family, friends, not knowing why you're just lashing out. Also, like depression. We seep into a deep depression where we isolate ourselves. Why are you distancing yourself? What did you go through to trigger you to, no, I need to stay away from a lot of different people because I can't trust nobody?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Where does that come from?
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, anxiety as a whole, it branches off into an umbrella, and we have so many different subtopics. When it comes down to anxiety, you cannot pinpoint just one thing for anxiety. However,
absolutely,
with it, you have to try to find out those triggers because, like myself, I didn't know what my triggers were. I had to literally take time and sit and dwell upon it within myself. Why am I always hurting? Why am I so uneasy? I need to ask for help because I can't do this by myself. And a lot of people, we feel as though I can do it by myself. I don't need no help. But that's not the case.
We all need help.
Yes, we do.
We all need help, and we're all a part of a village.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together. You're absolutely right. And, I would like to say, Josh, I think this is a very, very heavy topic, and I am so humble and grateful that you're here sharing this. And I would like to know, what would you suggest to the viewers that things that they can do for help? Okay. If that they recognize some of these symptoms that you were talking about, how would they reach out for help?
There are different avenues we can go. But first you have to know these within yourself. You have to sit down and break yourself down and see everything about yourself. And then if you don't see it, a close loved one to you. Do I have certain traits that stand out to you? So
is that like a self-assessment?
You start out with the self-assessment. And then you go off and you seek help. Now you can go to your support system, your family, your loved ones, your friends. But if you're not comfortable with going to them, seek help from a professional. Now they have many different programs to help any individual that is dealing with so many different things. Anxiety, bipolar disorder. There are different avenues that we can go to. We just shortchange ourselves. Don't shortchange yourself.
Do you want to name a few?
Right offhand, I would name. We're in Philadelphia right now, so the places that I am naming is located in Philadelphia. Congreso. There's also one located in Center City. I'm trying to think. For men, we have the man empowerment, if I'm not mistaken. You can go see your local doctor and ask for help. I need to see a therapist. If you don't feel like, if you know you can trust your doctor and no one else, you can go right to your doctor. Hey, listen, I need help. I need to seek some type of counseling. You also, with today's time, you have your phones, your laptops, your iPads and stuff. Go on there. I need help. Look up your local listings and see what places is close to you. We even have it now where they have apps where you can honestly talk to your counselor on the app. We're not alone in this. We just have to stop sheltering ourselves and literally seek the help. That's all.
I think everything that Joshua has said today is so profound, and I am so grateful that he was here to share with you. And again, what he was saying about Congreso de Latinos or, men program. You can also look on the back of your card to see for insurance. You can look on the back of the card for member services and call. I will post some different 800 numbers. If you're having drug and alcohol issues, I will post a 1-800 number. I will post the SAMHSA number. If you're having suicidal ideations, there will be a 1-800 number that you can call. You can also call 911.
Yes.
That could be your first resort. You can call a crisis center. Have you are looking for individual therapy, you can also call Let's Talk with Yolanda at area code 267-574-4632. Again, 267-574-4632. There's always help available. You are not in this alone. And please share your comments. Please share this content with someone else, because maybe it cannot help you, but maybe it can help someone else. And we're a village. We're a village to help each other. What you want for yourself, you want for your next person. So, Joshua, I'm going to read a quote, and then after I do the quote, I'm going to let you close us out. The quote that I have today, it says, the happiest people in the world are those who have a hard time recalling their worries, and an easier time remembering their blessings. What do you think? Alan Austin. I thought it was powerful, because before we end, I would also like to say, and I'm going to let Joshua take us out, that, there are barriers and challenges in front of us. However, we have to remove them. And, you can always put your faith first. You can put your faith to lean on. You can lean on your neighbor. You can lean on your friend. You can lean on your family, but lean on somebody. Get the help that you need, because it's very important. And again, I think Joshua, sharing his perspective on separation anxiety is powerful, because it's from a younger generation. He is a part of our generation moving forward, and we have to be able to stop, pause, listen, because everybody needs someone, and everyone needs someone to talk to. Sometimes when we just stop and pause and step out of our own stuff, we can see other people's stuff. I am grateful. I am humble that you give us your time to tune in. You give us feedbacks. Please share this content, and I'm going to let Joshua close us out. Love yourself. Hug yourself, love your neighbor, and Joshua will take us out.
Yolanda, thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Joshua.
That quote right there touched me. That was a heavy quote right there. And a lot of people need to honestly sit there and listen to what that quote says. That is a heavy quote. Can I read that one more time?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
It says, the happiest people in the world are those who have a hard time recalling their worries. That right there.
Heavy.
Because at the end of the day, do not let this take a toll on you.
Powerful.
Do not. Because at the end of the day, we are not alone. When we hear you, we definitely hear you. And I came on the show to let my generation know we do have people we can talk to. We have to stop subjecting ourselves to the ignorance nowadays and honestly ask for the help. Because if we don't, we will continue to be confused and lose ourselves in this world, and we cannot do that. We have to stay strong.
The cycle.
We have to break this cycle. And if we don't, somebody has to start. And for me and my family, I'm starting here now.
Powerful. I love it.
Starting here now.
And Joshua, to that, I would like to have a toast with you. It says, we are all in this together. It's people of color.
Yes.
It is all of us, the brown people, all the people of color. We're in this together.
Yes.
Toast to you.
Yes, toast to you.
And on that note, I'm going to say, let's talk with Yolanda. Have a beautiful day. I hope that you have your blinds open. I hope you have your window open so that you can breathe the air. Let the air touch your skin. If it's the will of God, I'll be here next week. La semana que viene. Día precioso. Hermoso días. See you later.
See you guys.